Hello and welcome to BBC News School Report at St Thomas More School. My name is Georgia and here with me today is my colleague Jacob.
Good afternoon. Today's top headlines are: the new Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has started to challenge the Anglican Church, and the Australians are apologising for the adoption tragedy. Our first story today: the new Archbishop of Canterbury has openly spoken on his opinion on homosexual marriage. We now go over to Josh and Andrew, who have information on this story.
The Archbishop, Justin Welby, has come across a challenge faced by the Anglican Church over gay relationships. Also, he has claimed he has 2 gay friends in a long-term relationship, which has been successful so far.
The 105th Archbishop of Canterbury and the leader of the worldwide Anglican community, who will become the first holder of the office to be enthroned by a woman at the afternoon ceremony, has written to Peter Tatchell offering to discuss his attitude to gay marriage after the veteran campaigner criticised it in an open letter.
Thank you. Now for our next story. Australia apologises for the adoption tragedy.
The Government of Australia have issued a formal apology to the people affected by the 1950s to 70s through the harsh forced adoption policy. Statistics show that hundreds of thousands of babies from unmarried parents are said to have been forcefully taken by the state and given to unmarried couples.
Today, Australia's Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, has apologised to these distressed parents who have been affected by this policy during the 1950s, 60s and 70s.
The mothers now speak out about the experience they had to endure and the shame they felt knowing that they had to give their child away because they were not married at the time. And now, going to St Thomas More Cultural Music Festival with our reporter Sophia, and a performance from Luigi, Marcin and Sam. Also an interview with our music teacher, Miss Miller.
Hello, here I am with Miss Miller, Vanessa Miller, a teacher here at St Thomas More School. What is the reason behind choosing a multicultural event?
This particular school offers such a wide and diverse range of students coming from different communities. Having a concert that represents all of the different communities is really good.
And of course St Patrick's Day is coming up soon.
On the 17th of March.
Who is behind organising this event, and do you think they did a good job?
The Year 10s are currently undergoing a project whereby they have to show managerial and business skills in music, and it was an event that was organised very professionally and done very well, and I think a lot of the audience really enjoyed themselves tonight. Gmanigí agus tá sé an do gnúil tá libh na bhleí glór tá fáilte riomh go St Thomas More agus tá lán daoine ann ag sugar agus ag spree le chéile.
Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
And now, a tragic train accident in Somerset. One person has died when a train hit the car on a level crossing in Somerset this morning. The 5:46 train from Exeter St David's to Paddington, containing 45 passengers, collided with the car and pushed it down the track at 6:30 today at a level crossing on Stanmore Road. Fire crews, police and ambulances immediately arrived on the scene, and one fatality was recorded. However, there were no other injuries. The police are treating this as a non-suspicious accident, whilst the network rail suggests that the barrier was lowered and the driver of the car tried to weave around it in order to cross. The area has currently been sealed off, and the vehicle is about half a mile away from the train it hit. First Great Western say the train will be back on the move as soon as possible.
Now for some Red Nose Day fun. We go to Harrison and Cameron as they interview students from St Thomas More Catholic School.
Hi, we're here today at St Thomas More to talk to the students here about how they're getting involved with helping out with comic relief. I'm here with Patrick today.
Hi.
So, Patrick, how are you taking part in comic relief?
Well, I've donated quite a bit of money today in lessons and certain cake stalls, etc.
The main thing that's happened today for Comic Relief Charity is that everyone's getting a monthly today. So everyone's donated £1 for being a monthly. There's also been lots of cake stalls around school and lots of money has been raised through them. So that's how we've made charity today in St Thomas More School.
Claudia, the Year 10 representative of the school council, has been interviewed about what she's doing to help the school by our reporter Alex.
Hello Claudia, member of the St Thomas More Student Voice Council. Will you be willing to answer some of my questions?
Yes, certainly.
First of all, what projects are you currently working on?
Well, some of the projects we're currently working on, as you know, this is a Catholic school, so we're religious, so it's the Year of Faith this year. So we're planning to do a week of faith where we will be doing different faith and multicultural activities. So cooking from around the world, different cultural dances, so the haka from New Zealand, different tribal dances. There'll be tours of the faith and worship places, so Sikh temples, mosques, churches, so we can get a view on other people's cultures. Yeah.
How do people submit ideas to the school council if they have any?
Well, we have an ideas box in the canteen, and it's yellow and it says ideas box on it. And people will write down their ideas that they want us to bring up, and they will post it into the ideas box. And every 3 or 4 weeks we will empty it and check what's written on them, and we will hand it into the meetings, and then we will read through them and decide which ones we want to bring up, which are the most important or have the most sort of votes from the fellow members of the council.
Have you yourself got any ideas for the school council in the future? Are you working on anything?
Well, as a council, we are currently working on putting mirrors up in the changing rooms, as we've had lots of complaints about there not being any mirrors, surprisingly the girls. So we're going to have some mirrors going up, I think. We've ordered them, so yeah.
I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claudia, for
That's
this
all right.
interview, and back to the studio.
And now, breaking news. As a large amount of prawns and other creatures have been beached in Chile. Is this due to pollution? We now go to our reporter Marcella to find out more.
The authorities in Chile are investigating why thousands of prawns have been washed into the seabed in the coastal city of Coronel. The beach has been changed into a bed of crustaceans.
The leader of the investigation, Anna Maria, said the investigation is to see if it is a form of environmental crime. The local fishermen have said that pollution is to blame, and they want action to be taken as soon as possible.
Some of the possible explanations are said to be viruses, offshore oil, or poisoned food sources, but for now, the reasons as to why these crustaceans have come ashore are still unexplained until further more investigating has been done.
Thank you, Marcella. And now another important report from Sergeant Peter Mooney as he talked to us about the different aspects of crime in Bedford and what it takes to be a successful police officer.
My name's Peter Mooney and I'm a custody sergeant at Bedford Police Station. So what does the role mean? Well, what it means is when you're very naughty and you've done something wrong, you've stolen something from a shop, or you've gone out on a Friday night and you've got yourself into a fight, a police officer will come to the location where the incident's taken place, and they'll arrest you on suspicion of being involved in a theft or involved in a fight. You'll come to the police station, and the first person that you'll meet at the police station will be me. And I'm the sergeant that will be authorising your detention. And what that means is I'm taking your liberty away from you for up to 24 hours. So that's my role. The most common crimes in Bedford relate to drug offences. So that will be thefts. So somebody that's using heroin and cocaine, they will go into the town, into the local shops, and they will steal items that they know that they can sell very quickly. They can get themselves some cash, therefore they can go to their suppliers, buy themselves some more drugs, and the cycle then continues. Assaults, Friday nights and a Saturday night in Bedford Town Centre. It tends to be men, young men aged between 18 and 30, and they get themselves intoxicated, so they get drunk. And a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men, when they've drank too much alcohol and they've also taken drugs as well, become very aggressive to the point where they just want to fight everybody. I do enjoy my job. I don't think you can be a police officer if you don't believe in what you're doing is right. So I do enjoy my job. I think I do make a difference.
In other religious news, Nathan talks to us about our newly elected Pope, Francis.
So in recent news, the Pope Francis has just been elected, but some people may not know what Pope is. What does a Pope do in his daily life? Well, that's what I'm here for. So the Pope's main job is to be the head of the Roman Catholic Church. Sounds like a boring job. Well, not really. The Pope goes into other churches to celebrate many Christian events like Christmas, Easter. So why is the Pope called Francis? One of the Pope's friends said not to forget about the poor and the hungry. That's why he called himself Francis of Assisi.
Now for a rather unique story, as a shipwreck has been used for artistic inspiration, as hundreds of people graffiti on the side of the boat. Over to Cameron, who has the images and information on this event.
In the past, we have thought of graffiti as a crime, something we don't want on our streets and something people should be punished for doing. Except in Dee Estuary, North Wales, where the Duke of Lancaster, an abandoned cruise liner, has been turned into a giant canvas for giant artwork. People from Latvia, France and Hungary have come to leave their piece of graffiti out on this rusting ship. On the boat there's 3 suited monkeys, all the way to an 18-metre tall diver with a graffiti spray can. In its heyday, the Duke of Lancaster was a luxury passenger liner that travelled Western Europe and the Mediterranean. In 1970, she was converted into a car ferry that was soon closed, 8 years later. Destined for the scrapyard, after being a leisure centre or fun boat for 5 years, it closed for safety reasons. It still remains basically untouched inside and in remarkably good condition. So it raises the point that graffiti isn't always bad. Perhaps this shows the positive effects of graffiti on the public, and that the beauty of art can restore something seemingly as lost as a cruise ship like this one.
It's Twitter's 7th birthday today, which is a big anniversary for the #1 social network. Over to Luca, who has the full story.
The internet is a wild and wonderful place. Many things take place there every day, but today is quite a large day for social network sites, and Twitter celebrates its 7th birthday. Twitter is very popular with over 200 million users worldwide. The minimum age to join is just 13. 40% of the Twitter community haven't even posted a tweet and only follow people, which shows just how many people create accounts just to follow people and see what they have to say.
Now, some hot new gossip. Katie Price and Kelly Brook are both banned off the Celebrity Juice, and Girls Aloud once again break up.
Over to Sophia and Hannah, who have for you the full story.
Hi, I'm Sophia and I'm reporting celebrity news. NTA's red carpet arrival Keith Lemon has supposedly banned Katie Price from appearing on his award-winning show Celebrity Juice after her recent confrontation with fellow presenter Kelly Brook. The feud all started in February when Katie Price commented on a photo of Kelly's new look swimwear shoot by calling her a heifer. And if that wasn't bad enough, in March she went on to post an unflattering paparazzi shot of Kelly on Twitter sunbathing naked on a holiday. However, Kelly retaliated on the first episode of the new series of Celebrity Juice by comparing the mum of 3 to Cameron Diaz's sun-worshipping next-door neighbour Magda in the film There's Something About Mary. The show's main presenter, Keith Lemon, aka Lee Francis, justified his decision to ban her by saying that Katie's previous appearance wasn't up to scratch and that the model didn't relax during filming.
Another story is Girls Aloud split up for the final time after their final performance together last night in Liverpool. They posted on their official band Twitter, "Dear Alouders, we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. This tour has been an amazing experience and the perfect chance to say thank you for being on this journey with us for a decade." Their reunion tour marked the band's 10th anniversary since they were brought together on the talent show Pop Star The Rivals 2002. Their tour allowed on the release on their final album in 2012. Cheryl Cole made a final tweet about the split this morning. "I cannot thank you enough. I love seeing all your faces. Okay, more tears. I love you all forever."
Now over to Josh, who has the sports.
Small sports headlines. After the Australian Grand Prix, Kimi Raikkonen looking for his second win of the new season at the Malaysia Grand Prix, where he is already a 2-time winner. But Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton are ready to stop them.
Steven Gerrard has admitted that the qualification for the World Cup is a must for England.
Staying with football, David Beckham has arrived in China to become China's first ever ambassador for Chinese football.
Miami Heat extended their winning streak to 23 games on Monday night with a dramatic 105-103 victory over the Celtics in Boston with a last-second shot to win the game.
And also, England captain Alistair Cook has confirmed Johnny Bairstow will replace the injured Kevin Peterson in the final test against New Zealand at Eden Park.
More news. St Thomas More elites have done extremely well in many contests over the past 2 years and have received many awards and prizes for their work. We now go to 3 of their team and see some footage of their rehearsals.
We've got a competition in May, which is the regionals, and we've got the July competition for the nationals. We all work together to do the best we can. I would definitely recommend the sport to another person who is definitely sporty and also into gym, like myself, because they're quite similar and it's just really fun and you get to know so many more people than normal.
St Thomas More have been taking part in 3 national road races. This is where students create and race a car against other schools. Connor, in year 12, is the leader of the students making the car he designs and creates with the help of year 10 and 9s in an attempt to be the best in the nation.
Hello Francesco, when did you come across MK Dons?
I first came across MK Dons when I got introduced to one of their development programs, which I attended for 1 year and then I progressed to the next step.
So how long have you been at the club for?
I've been at the club for about 3 years now.
And do you enjoy playing for the club?
Yeah, I enjoy playing for the club. It's more like a passion I have for football. So
yeah. Is it a good team?
Yeah, it's a good team.
So do you get nervous when you come to play important matches?
Well, I think that's just something that everyone goes through, even professional footballers, because you're getting watched by millions of people. But that's just something that you have to deal with. It's more like an adrenaline that you want to do well and not do mistakes.
Yeah. Do you have a good relationship with your teammates?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with my teammates. Sometimes there's that one odd one out, but that's just something you have to deal with. And that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So what are your future plans with the club?
My future plans are that I want to make it into the first team and make it as a professional. But if that doesn't happen out, then I'm just going to continue playing for a local team and hoping something will happen.
Okay, thanks a lot Francesco. Back to you at the studio.
Okay, so I'm here with Frankie. So Frankie, you play for Luton. So were you scouted or did you go for trials?
I was scouted for Luton as a under 8 and I've been playing for them ever since. So I've been playing them for about 8 years now.
Okay, so how have you progressed through the teams at Luton?
Well, currently I'm in an under 16 squad when I'm under 15, so I'm playing a year up, which is pretty good.
Okay, so what's it like playing for the year above?
Physically it's more demanding, but it's nothing that I can't really handle with. They wouldn't have put me up otherwise.
Okay, so what sort of teams do you play? We're playing in the year above.
We've played teams like, well, we're playing Portsmouth this weekend. We've played Chelsea, Liverpool, Norwich, played Arsenal in the past, Tottenham, QPR, teams like that really.
Cool, cool. Do you ever get nervous when you're playing these big teams?
Slightly, but it's nothing bad, not bad nerves, just they're good nerves. Just once the first whistle goes, then I'm ready and the nerves just go away.
Okay, so what are your dreams for the future when you get older?
Well, I want to make it as a professional football player and just make lots of money, but mainly be happy where I am playing football. That's the main reason I play at the end of the day.
Okay, so thank you for your time. And
thank you.
Back to the studio.
Now, over to Sophia, our weather girl.
Hello, it's been a very frosty start to the day, so many of you may have had to scrape the window screens first thing. The good news is that it should be dry for many of us, with some blue sky and sunshine. Mind you, it will still feel cold at the end of March, especially as it turns windy later. Temperatures range between 2 Celsius in eastern Scotland to 7 in the Channel Islands. The bad news is that it will turn wet across Northern Ireland and Wales and southwest England later in the day, and the outlook is for more snow.
Thank you for watching. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Georgia.
And this is the BBC News School Report. Goodbye for now.